Oh, you fucker.
They're not the kindest.
Good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. Shayna and I have decided to take today to explore more of the Netherlands. We've lived here for a little over a year now, and we just have not done a good job of checking out the other cities in and around Amsterdam. So today we are going to Rotterdam. Rotterdam is 75 kilometers south of where we live in Amsterdam. So we are taking a train to get there. First we had to stop and get coffee and breakfast, but our train should be here in the next 5 minutes, and then it's an hour train ride down to Rotterdam. So let's get to Rotterdam. Shayna's catching up on some sleep on our train ride down to Rotterdam. So little information about Rotterdam. Rotterdam is the largest port in Europe, so it's just a huge major shipping hub for all of Europe. Also, Rotterdam's population is about 650,000 people. In comparison, Amsterdam's population is 880,000. The total size of Rotterdam municipality is about the same size as Philadelphia, but when you take out all of the water out of Rotterdam, it's actually only the size of about Seattle. Density of the population in Rotterdam is also about as dense as Seattle proper. So that's some very random, very useless facts that will serve you no purpose for the rest of your life about Rotterdam, but it does kind of share a little bit about Rotterdam and its size. We've probably got about another 45 minutes on this train, so I'm going to go back to looking out the window and looking up useless facts about random cities. We have made it to Rotterdam. Now we have to switch over and take the Rotterdam Subway a couple stops to get to the meeting location. Again, Shayna and I are doing another free walking tour because we just find them just so informative and so well done. We have to meet at that walking tour. Oh, we got plenty of time. We're not even rushed this time around. So there might be coffee in our near future too. So let's get on this train.
Thank you.
Rotterdam's history goes back to 1270. It was in the 1300s that it actually became a city. But the city has this weird feel to it. While it's 800 years old, it's got a very, very new feel to it because it just got completely decimated during World War II. So much of it was blown up and leveled that they had to rebuild it. Because of that, Rotterdam has a mix of old and new architecture. It also has some of these high-rise buildings that you just don't see in a lot of other places in the Netherlands.
Hello.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
So they left for Rotterdam very, very, very nervous. They went back, they waited a week, no reply from the palace. They waited 2 weeks, no reply from the palace. They got more nervous, and after a month, finally, a letter arrived. And the Queen...
So, Rotterdam City Hall. There's some stories on why it survived the bombings. One of the stories is that the Germans purposely didn't bomb it so that they could get a hold of all of the records and know where everybody lived. So there's some Rotterdam history.
The part which was destroyed. And it says, May the 14th, 1940, bombardment of Rotterdam on 27 minutes past 1. Within 15 minutes the city was on fire. There were 850 people killed, which is a lot, but not as much as one would expect, because there were fire bombs, and a lot of people were working in the harbor. so the city was relatively empty. There were 2,000 people wounded and 25,000 houses were destroyed, 80,000 people were homeless. And there's a very intriguing quote of Erasmus. The quote reads, "Sweet is war until you have tasted it." So it's a beautiful way of describing the difference between talking about war and experience war. Sweet is the war until you have tasted it. Ask the mayor, are there any specific instructions? No, go ahead. Typical Rotterdam. No, we don't think about it. Just do it. Okay. After 2 years, the artist Paul McCarthy came to Rotterdam with this monument. And the mayor was excited when he saw it. And he said, "What is it?" He said, "It's a very friendly monument. It's called Santa Claus." But of course, it reminds you of
Dildo!
a dildo, of course. Always Swiss girls know a dildo. I don't know why. That's okay. I asked her to shout dildo.
I got tape.
Don't think better.
Ice cream.
So we're told if you get lost in Rotterdam, all you have to do is ask for where is the Gnome Buttplug. That is the nickname of that statue by the city residents of Rotterdam. So if you get lost, ask for where the Gnome Buttplug is. I'm going to get back to the tour. Just finished our walking tour. It was a good walking tour. The guy was from here, born and raised, so he brought a certain level of personality to it that you don't always get in all of them. Cool city, well worth coming to check out. Always recommend doing walking tours. And now we've got plenty of time to go and explore Rotterdam on our own. I think the first matter of business is we are going to get some food and some beer. So we are off to do that right now. We finished wandering around the urban downtown, very populated area of Rotterdam, and then Shane and I decided that we really need to check out a craft brewery. It turns out there's a few of them here in Rotterdam. We are going to one right now called Kapsa. At least that's how we think it's pronounced. It's touted as the oddball out brewery here because all the other breweries, I guess, tend to keep it a little simple. This one tries to experiment and do different things, which is literally right up our alley for the type of beers that we want. It's somewhat off the beaten path, but we figured it was well worth it to come and check it out, so that's where we're going now. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this now. I've got like less than 30 seconds of memory card left, and we gotta catch this train so that we could get to the next train. It's been an amazing, amazing day here in Rotterdam, but yo, I gotta go.